Good morning, 6 o'clock. Thanks for being with us on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I am Hayden Balgavy, meteorologist Tracy Bean breaking down your forecast for this Thursday, and Ashley King now in the house to break down traffic this morning, which I'm sure has not really picked up just yet.
Not yet. Yesterday was such a nice day too, so hopefully we can see more of that today.
Yeah, it's too hot to get out. The hot is back. We got yesterday, which wasn't cool, but it certainly was a little bit nicer than that just blazing hot temperature, which we're going to start to see today and tomorrow again. So as you're heading out the door this morning and jumping into the car for your commute to work, grab that water. We are starting out this morning around 73 and that humidity around 93%. So yeah, you'll have to kind of swim to the car. It is a bit muggy out there. Around the state, we're seeing mainly those mid to upper 70s, but already starting to see some 80s. So it's early for that. It is 6 a.m. Harrison is at 80. Texarkana just dropped down there, and Fort Smith a few minutes ago was at 80 as well. So we usually see a few drops again, degrees as we're heading into the sunrise, but highs today mid to upper 90s, and we're going to see again that 100 degree. Are we going to see it in Texarkana? We might. Fort Smith right around 99, and those areas do have a heat advisory today where we're going to see those heat index values again soar into above possibly even 110. So looking at Texarkana, 111. We're here in Central Arkansas. We're looking at around 106, but everyone's going to be, for the most part, in those triple digits for the heat index. And then heat alerts, talking about those, it's going to be contained again to western Arkansas today. Now, we may see this start to change a little bit from the National Weather Service, but for now, this is what we've got, and we will see potentially some of that tomorrow, but it's not out just yet. But even if you don't have a heat alert, still very, very warm outside. We're going to continue to see making sure that we're staying hydrated, and for the pets and for yourself. And don't forget again about the asphalt and the concrete. I was trying to combine that word for the little paws. It's going to be very warm today. So hydrate, and again, just make sure you keep an eye on each other. Ashley?
And as we mentioned, it is still early, 6:02, so we're not seeing a lot of volume on the roads. As you can see, just a few cars here on Interstate 430. This is at the Rodney Parham exit, so just a few people out right now. We're not seeing a lot of volume really anywhere around Central Arkansas. We're still all in the green here. Of course, we'll keep a look at what's going on, and we'll check it again and update you on what's happening in just a few minutes.
Developing this morning, a Sherwood restaurant is cleaning up after a car crashed straight through the front of the building.
It happened early Wednesday at Casa Mexicana on East Keel Avenue. Now, witnesses tell THV 11 they heard what sounded like an explosion before finding a huge hole in the front of the restaurant.
THV 11 was there as crews were boarding up the damage. We've also learned the restaurant's manager was apparently hit during the crash and suffered injuries. So we're working to learn more about their condition this morning.
One person who works in the same shopping plaza as the restaurant says they rushed over after hearing the impact to see what exactly happened.
I expected there to be a wreck out here in the parking lot, but we looked outside and didn't see anything there, so we walked outside, and then I was told there was a car inside of Casa Mexicana.
Investigators are trying to determine what exactly caused that crash. We'll, of course, keep you updated as we learn more.
And another developing story this morning, a controversial social media post is now at the center of a federal lawsuit against the Russellville School District. Former Russellville High School teacher Joshua Chance Duncan claims the district violated his First Amendment rights when it fired him last year over a Facebook post he made following the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The lawsuit filed by the Arkansas Civil Liberties Union argues the post was made on Duncan's personal Facebook page and is protected by free speech. The suit says the district fired him because of the post and is asking a federal judge to order his reinstatement. The district says it will not comment on pending litigation.
6:04 this morning, and the controversy surrounding the Fountain Lake Volunteer Fire Department is escalating. Now concerned citizens are asking the State Ethics Commission to get involved with concerns regarding staffing, the department's board, as well as other key issues. In a THV 11 Investigates, Tanya Motorzitsky breaks down the very latest court filings.
What began as a dispute over leadership and a revolving door of staffing changes has now expanded into ethics complaints, court filings, and multiple calls for outside investigations.
I kept hitting brick walls.
Now former Fountain Lake volunteer firefighters say they're hoping state agencies will find the answers they've been waiting for.
All I want is transparency. I want them to make them release those records.
Harry Baker is the former chief of the Fountain Lake Fire Department, and Lynn Price is the former assistant chief. We told you both were let go last year. And ever since, they say the department has struggled to keep volunteers. Meanwhile, they've been sending freedom of information requests.
I've probably sent close to 20 FOIA requests, and only part of them has gotten back.
They say the lack of FOIAs being fulfilled resulted in Price officially filing this lawsuit earlier this week, after he says the department's board violated the Open Meetings Act by having all staff in an executive session.
They didn't want to release it.
And not handing over grievances and other documents they requested.
In the FOIA request, it said there are no grievances against him. But then the firefighters sent me copies of their grievances.
The lack of transparency, Baker says, is what led him and his wife filing complaints with the Ethics Commission. He couldn't go into detail because of the ongoing investigation, but the Ethics Commission says all proceedings, records, and transcripts of any investigations or inquiries shall be kept confidential. As investigations are underway and lawsuits are being filed, the guys aren't sure about what their future looks like with the fire department.
If things were to get fixed and the board to change things like you would like them to, would you guys want your jobs back?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably not.
I'd think about it, because I'd like to be back here for the community, because they're the ones we're doing this for.
You can't shortcut the fire department.
Right.
You start shortcutting, people die.
Right now, this is an ongoing investigation with the Ethics Commission, so as we learn more, I'll keep you updated. Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 investigates.
And we did reach out to the Fountain Lake Fire Department. We have not yet heard back.
The race for Maine's U.S. Senate seat is taking a major turn. Democratic nominee Graham Plattner is dropping out after losing support from party leaders following multiple sexual assault allegations, claims that Plattner denies. Plattner says, however, his campaign can no longer move forward. His exit comes days before the party's deadline to name a replacement for the November ballot against Republican incumbent Susan Collins. The Maine Democratic Party says it will hold a nominating convention to pick a new candidate, though a timeline hasn't been announced just yet. The race is being closely watched nationally as it could help determine which party controls the U.S. Senate next year. Meantime, President Trump is warning the ceasefire with Iran may be over after the U.S. launched a new round of strikes on dozens of Iranian targets, including missile and drone systems. The attacks follow Iran's strikes on 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz and warnings of possible retaliation across the region. The escalating tensions are also pushing global oil prices higher, raising concerns about what it could mean for gas prices here at home.
Also this morning, President Trump is running out of time to decide on the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, a bipartisan bill aimed at lowering housing costs and making it easier to build new homes. If he doesn't sign it by Saturday, it would become law without his signature. Trump has held off on signing the bill while pushing Congress to pass the Save America Act, an election security measure he says is a higher priority.
And now let's head back to meteorologist Tracy Bean and a look at the forecast for your Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah, we are almost to the end of the week. We are going to see temperatures rise today and tomorrow. Very warm, very much a summertime pattern. Feeling like Arkansas in July. 97 in central Arkansas for that high. These are actual air temperatures. Again, look at Texarkana. Couldn't see that 100, as well as Fort Smith right at 99. So we're getting close, and you know it's this time of year where we start to see those temperatures going up. And could see again that 100-degree mark across the state as we're heading into the later part of July. And today, though, we are looking for that heat index right around 106 in central Arkansas.